Okay, welcome everybody back to some more Pokemon TCG Live. Another pack opening here. Excited to get some more cards. We've had some really nice luck the last little bit. These last few episodes have been amazing and getting a lot of cards, a lot of cool cards, and a lot of great cards that kind of combo together for a good deck. And we're getting to that point. I'm really excited to start making decks. I think episode 20, I think I'm shooting for to have enough cards that I like to be able to put some kind of deck together and start battling with that. But for now, we gotta keep going with these, get some more cards. So let's get into it. We have some fun packs today. A good variety here. It's been so sometimes we get just the same, prismatic, or journey together. But this one we have a good spread of different series, I think they call them. But I'm excited. We should get a diverse selection of cards. Okay, starting with prismatic evolutions. Let's see what we get. Okay, nothing special there. There's that Sea King. We got a couple golding with this festival land. But I really like the rapid draw attack that this Sea King has. Good damage for 1 energy, that's kind of crazy. And then it draws 2 cards. And then look at this. If Festival Grounds is in play, they may use an attack it has twice. And even if it knocks out an opponent, you may attack again after your opponent chooses a new active Pokemon. So yeah, I'm a fan of this guy. Carmine, what is it? I think we got this last time. Okay, yeah. One of the first turn things. A cute Larvitar, very nice. Aromatisse, I think. It's an okay attack. Confusion is always great. And a Lugia EX, starting out pretty good with an EX. What is this? Flip a coin until you get tails. For each heads, discard an energy from your opponent's active Pokemon. That could be pretty crazy. You'd have to get lucky though, but I'm a pretty big fan of that. And look at this, they're all just neutral. So we can use this Pokemon with any deck, which is really nice. Okay, we got Darkness Ablaze. Let's see what we get here. Galarian Darumaka, very nice. Grimer, okay. Gothorita. I really like, there's one of the, is it Gothitelle? I forget the third, or the second stage, I guess. But the third in the evolution series has some really cool attacks. Ooh, and Darkrai, that's a legendary. Let's see. Takes 20 less damage from attacks if it has a dark energy attack. And it does 20 more damage for each dark energy attached. That is pretty cool. That's a fun attack there. I mean, the base is really low. Look at that, 3 energy for 60. But if all 3 of those are darkness, then it's actually 120, which is, so. And then a V, okay. I can't quite read that. We'll take a look afterwards. But I think, is that Confusion and Poison? That's pretty nice. Another V. So we got an EX and a V already. We're going pretty good. I like that. Let's keep it going. Collection limit. So it looks like we can only have 4 out of 4, which is fine. Because that's how many cards you can have in a deck with the same name. So that's okay. So it trades it looks like automatically. Goodbye, Swinub. Hops Corviknight, nice. Let's see. 50, okay, so like 100 basically. And 60 less damage from attacks with Steel Wing. That's pretty nice. Okay, we've got a few of these guys, I think. Ends Clink, now we're up to 2. Ooh, and look at that, another EX. It's Ends Zoroark. Zoroark, right? You must discard a card in order to use this ability once during your turn. You may draw 2 cards. Okay. And it gets to use a benched Ends Pokemon attack. And imagine it could be like a 4 attack, but you only use 2. That's pretty sweet. We like Ends Zoroark. That's fun. Okay. Surging Sparks. Mankey. Scatterbug. Call for Family, as always, is great. A Fluttermane, okay. Pass him in. I like this one. So the attack is, it does 20 damage for each of your basic Pokemon in play. Imagine you have 4 of these guys. So right off the bat, if you have them all on your bench and in play, that's 80 damage. However, there's a trainer card, a stadium, that lets you have 8 Pokemon on your bench. Imagine having 8 and doing 160 damage for, you know, just 2 of these. But it's a fun idea. I don't think it will ever happen. That's just so many. You'd have to have so many basic Pokemon in your deck that it's not worth it probably. Leech Life is fun, but you're not going to do enough damage really to make it worth it, I don't think. And Zarude, okay, Leaf Drain. And ooh, to have this attack, Jungle Whip is kind of fun. Okay, Surging Sparks again. Nice little Wattrel, Skarmory. Ooh, I really like Cyrano is a great trainer. Searches for 3 EX Pokemon, reveals them, and puts them in your hand. It's pretty good. Ooh, so we got the Mankey, now we have the Primeape. Now we just need the Annihilate. And he has some good attacks, the Annihilate does. Oh, and the cute Tandemaus. These guys are so cute. What do we get? Landorus. Okay, another legendary Pokemon. Let's see. Attach an energy from your discard pile to this Pokemon. And Buster Swing isn't affected by resistance. These are nice attacks, but it's balanced out by the fact that if you're far enough in the game where you have a lot of energies discarded, it's probably not worth it to be playing a 130 HP, 130 for 4 energy attack. But you never know. Could be useful. Here we go with more Surging Sparks. Oricorio. Looked at him last time. What is this? You have to flip it for paralyzed and discard an energy though. That's kind of fun. Villian. What is this? Evo Powder. Each of your bench Pokemon, search your deck for a card that evolves from that Pokemon and put it onto the Pokemon to evolve it. And cutting. Ooh. Okay, I'm liking this. I think this is, yeah, stage 2. So you need to evolve up to 3. But then just for 1 energy, you're doing 90 damage. Not that bad. Not that bad. Fuecoco. Ooh, another legendary Registeel. And yep, Raging Hammer. That's pretty sweet. 10 more damage per damage counter. And look at that. That's awesome. We'll have to look. It's too shiny. I'm not even going to try to read that. But I really like how Charcadet, this guy, can evolve into 2 different people. And I didn't even know there was a Terra version of this Ceruledge. That's pretty cool. We'll have to take a look at that closer later. Okay, this one I'm excited about. It's an XY Primal Clash. Shroomish, very cute. Nosepass, so-so. Ooh, an Escape Rope. So each player switches their active Pokemon with the bench Pokemon, and the opponent does it first. And then I do it. This one's kind of fun to play with. I'm actually really happy with that. These are kind of trash attacks, not gonna lie. Sorry, Lombre. And a Swampert, so nothing crazy, okay. Yeah, these attacks are kind of weak. Okay, let's see if we can get something better with Temporal Forces. Ooh, look at that Raichu. What does he do? 50 damage to each Pokemon that has any damage counters on it. Both yours and your opponent's. That's crazy. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that one. Sableye. Damage collection can be fun, but I don't think it'll be useful enough to put this guy in a deck. At least not a normal deck. I'm sure there's good combos that would be great. And here's a Shiftry. What is this? Choose 3 opponent's bench Pokemon. If you do, shuffle all your opponent's bench Pokemon that you didn't choose, and all cards attached to those Pokemon into their deck. That's really interesting. So if they have more than 3 bench Pokemon, you can have them discard a few of them. And then Energy Loop, put an energy attached to this Pokemon into your hand. Very nice. I'm a fan of that. That's actually pretty good. And here's an Ancient Booster Energy Capsule. So if there's an Ancient Pokemon, it gets 60 HP. And recovers from all special conditions and can't be affected. So that's actually really great. Really great tool. A Mudbray. Nothing special. What do we get with the last card? A Bramblegast. Okay. And plus 50 HP for each prize card your opponent has taken. I think we've seen that one, but yeah, we have 2 out of 4 now. It's pretty crazy. And then powerful needles can be fun. Okay, more surging sparks. Thought we had more diversity. Oh, this one I really like I already talked about the artwork. This one's a fun artwork. Really optal. Okay. Deduction kit. What is that? Look at the top 3 cards of your deck. Put them back in any order or shuffle them and put them in your bottom of your deck. I kind of like that. That's actually kind of nice. A Bruxish. Let's see. If it's in the active spot and is damaged, put 3 damage counters on the attacking Pokemon. Okay. And Big Bite. That could be really nice to start with. I actually like that. Another deduction kit. Okay. I'm down with that. And another Landorus. Okay. So. Okay, this one I'm also excited for. Lost Origin. Bronzor. Okay. Jinx. Let's see. New active Pokemon are confused. Very nice. Thornton. What are you doing, Thornton? Choose a basic Pokemon in your discard pile. Switch it with one of your basic Pokemon in play. And attach cards, damage counters, special conditions remain on the new Pokemon. That's actually insane. I'm a fan of that supporter. That's a great card. Lost Vacuum. Yeah, it's so. I don't do a lot with the Lost Zone. I don't have a lot of cards with that anymore. Ooh, and a Snorlax. Classic. So you prevent all effects of attacks from your opponent done to this Pokemon. Nice. And, ooh. That's tragic. Unless you have that, there's a tool that lets you attack even if you're asleep. Thumping Snore. Falling asleep and having 2 flip coins, I don't know if that's worth 180 damage for the 3 energy. But it's not too bad. Okay, that one I'm actually pretty happy with. We got some great attacks. Lugia EX, I'm really excited for that guy. Seeking, very nice. I like this one. This is a good, I think it's only, yeah, you just go Golding and then Seeking. So you could get this guy pretty quick and then rapid draw for whatever cards you're looking for. Not only that, it can do some, it can dish out some damage. Okay, this one I'm very excited for. Look at that artwork. Very fun Terra Pokemon. So we're looking Fire, Steel, and Psychic. And Raging Amethyst does 280, but you discard all energy. That one can be rough. We have to get some energy retrievals, definitely, if we're using this. And oh, but look at Abyssal Flames. 20 more damage for each energy card in your pile. So you do Raging Amethyst, discards everything, and then this automatically gets 60 more damage. So you do 90 damage. Build up again, and just cycle like that. It's not too bad, actually. Okay. And then, moving on. Vivillon. I think we already looked at, yeah, we already looked at this one. Who had the ability that I was curious about? I don't remember. But here's Enzoroark again. I like it a lot. Very nice. I don't know. I'm pretty sure we have Enzorua. I'm pretty sure we do. Not 100%. Okay, here, yeah, this one. Let's see. Yeah, so the active Pokemon is Confused and Poisoned, which is actually insane. That's a really good combo. Special effects are so fun to play around with. Yeah, look at that guy. Very good looking. Okay. And we got Darkrai. Pretty good. Pretty good. Can't complain. What else? Am I missing any? Other than the awesome, we got Cyrano. Yeah, Cyrano. And 2 deduction kits. Okay, overall, very, very excited about what we got here. Some pretty good cards, especially some cards that build off of what we had before. And that's what we're looking for. So we're going to call that an episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. You have a great day, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.